So we have released a new version of WebHarvey, and this version is version 5.3 and the build number is 160. You can download it from our website, and let's see what are the main changes in this release. So the release history, as always, is given in our blog, and you can find the link to that from the download page itself. And the main feature which we have introduced in this version is parallel mining, and this is mainly aimed at improving the mining speed, and especially when you are following links from the starting page. WebHarvey used to take greater time to extract the links one by one by following them. So to speed up the mining, what we have done is, instead of sequentially processing the links from the start page, we are now processing them in bulk in parallel. So let's see how this is implemented within the application. And the best thing is that you don't have to do anything. You don't have to configure anything to make this happen. So this is all baked in transparently, and parallel mining will work seamlessly whenever you are following links from the start page to extract more details. And if you go to the settings window and click on the advanced miner option, we have added a new option called the maximum number of parallel mining threads. Now the default value for this option on most systems is 4, which means WebHarvey will process at most 4 links in parallel while mining. So let's see how this works. Let's open a configuration which I have already created and start mining using it. So right now there are 4 mining threads, and let's start the mining. Let's wait for the data to appear. Now this column is being extracted from the start page. So this single data item is from the start page. And now WebHarvey will try to load the link for each of these listings and get additional data. Now you can see that all the 4 records are processed in parallel. So earlier it used to come one row after the other sequentially. Now 4 links are processed in parallel, and you can see that the mining is significantly faster. Now I can stop the mining and I can try to speed it up a little more by selecting a higher value of number of parallel mining threads. So let's set it to 7 for example, and apply the change and start mining again. So now 7 links will be processed in parallel. Now we recommend that you increase this setting based on your system configuration, mainly your processor, the amount of physical memory installed, and your internet bandwidth. So if you don't have sufficient quantity of any of these system variables, then it can result in incomplete mining sessions. So only increase the number of parallel mining thread only if you have enough CPU, memory, and internet bandwidth. As you can see, now WebHarvey is getting 7 links processed in parallel. Now earlier this used to take significantly larger amount of time, and now it's more faster. So moving on to the next feature which we have implemented. So let me load a website first before that for demonstration. And the next feature which we have added in this release is Chrome Developer Tools. Now this is a power tool which users who are knowledgeable about the HTML internals of a page can make use of. So what this allows you to do is, this allows you to view the HTML and the DOM structure of a page and get insights about how the page is organized and what JavaScript codes are run when you click on a link or a button. So this can be accessed from the Tool tab and clicking on the DevTools icon, and this will bring up the developer tools. As you can see, this straight away shows you how the page is organized, how the HTML DOM is created and loaded, and you can also find the network traffic which is being passed between the browser and the web server. And there is also a console where you can write custom JavaScript code to test it out. So for example, let's scroll down to the bottom of the page and let's inspect the next page link. So I need to click on this small icon here and then click on the element which I will need to inspect, and straight away I can see that this is the HTML code which corresponds to this. So I can know the ID of the element. So we use this tool a lot here, mainly in dealing with websites which are complex, and also scraping scenarios which are not so straightforward. So suppose I want to automate a click on this next link using JavaScript, and I can test that feature out easily here. So this is the code which I have just written based on the ID, and I can click it, and you can see that in the browser the button is indeed clicked and the next page is loaded. Now this feature, most of the users won't be using this, but if you are a power user, if you have the know-how of about the HTML internals, you can use this to inspect the page. You can use this to write your own JavaScript code to change the page structure or click on links or automate tasks. Okay, so let's move to the next feature. That is, we have improved the automatic subtext selection. The accuracy of automatic subtext selection is improved. So what it means is, if you go to Home tab and start the configuration, let me select the name first. And let me select the whole text of the listing. And now if I want only a portion of this text to be extracted, you might already know that WebHarvey allows you to select only the required portion by highlighting it using the mouse. If you highlight this required portion using mouse and click the capture text, WebHarvey will attempt to select only the selected portion, and it will intelligently get the same portion of text from subsequent listings. Now, it works best when the text which you select occurs between symbols like currency symbols or punctuation marks, or even spaces or new lines. So in this case, let me select this first price, and you should note that it is recommended not to select the delimiting symbol. Like in this case, since I want the first price, I want the text which appears just after the $sign. So I'm not selecting the $sign in this, but I select only the numerals till the space. So I need the text between the first $sign and the next space. So I select capture text and give it a name. And you can see that WebHarvey has correctly identified the prices displayed for the subsequent products. So this is one improvement which I have made, and then there are several other improvements and bug fixes, and you can find all these details in the detailed release note which we have prepared and uploaded in our website. I will leave a link to that page in the video description below. So you can go to webharvey.com/download.html to download and try this new version. If you have any questions, you can contact our support anytime. So I hope you find this video useful. Thank you.